Hi, welcome to Learn C Sharp for Unity Part 2. In this video, we are going to look at some habits that we may practice inside Visual Studio or even inside programming in general. Before we start with the fundamentals of programming, I think it is important to get familiar with the environment in which we are coding and learn some things that will help us later on. Okay, so first thing is to use your mouse and hover over things that are highlighted. If you hover over this player, you can see that it shows the class player. If you hover over mono behavior, mono behavior is the base class from which every Unity script derives. Essentially, what I'm trying to convey is if you don't know what something is, and if it is something that is highlighted, just try hovering over it. And if this is your first time coding C Sharp inside Unity, it's just a great habit, all right? To just read it yourself before you even understand what it actually does. Just get into the habit of just reading things, all right? It's going to help you. And the second thing that you need to know is how Unity executes these things. How does it reads whatever we have written in the script? uh, so there's this thing called compiler, and what it simply does is it reads whatever we have written over here and then simply converts it into machine code. It just converts it into simple binary format so that the machine can understand what we have written. All right. So let me just write something over here. If I save it and then go back to Unity, it's you see that little pop up over here that just appeared. That's just Unity compiling these scripts. And you can see in the console that there is an error. The compiler prevents us from writing gibberish. We should write code that makes sense to the compiler. Otherwise, it will show you an error like this. Which brings me to the next thing on solving these errors. All right, so let's just look at it. So you can see that if you hover over the error, you can read more about it. It says the name blah, 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 does not exist in the current context. There is also a little thing called show potential fixes. All right, you can either click on that or you can just click on this and press Alt Enter. And hey, it's showing fixes. Let's see what this is. And apparently it solved our error. This was one big squiggly line, now it's a small squiggly line. So essentially pressing Alt and Enter would give you some potential fixes which would really save a lot of your time. All right, it's just going to be really useful, and I recommend you to get used to it very early on because it's just time saving, and I want you to get the habit of using it. All right, because it exists, why not use it? And the final thing, which is really important, is about comments. You see these green lines over here. It's pure English. Start is called before the first frame update. And you can see a couple of lines in front of it. If I remove these lines, automatically everything will go wrong. So what these two lines does is it converts every bit of text after it into a comment. So we can write it like this. Hi, how are you doing? Cool. You can also write, I need a girlfriend. Something like this. All right. So these are comments. How is this useful? This increases the readability of your code. So you can just say, oh, this thing does this. You don't have to understand how and where we use these comments because we'll be using them as we go. But I just want you to understand how comments work. And since we are inside Visual Studio, there's a handy shortcut. So let's say we write a bit of code like this. This is just a pure error. It will not become an error if we turn it into a comment. If you want to convert multiple lines into a comment, you can simply select this and press Ctrl K, Ctrl C. All right, Ctrl K and Ctrl C. That will turn it into a comment. Now let's complete this. So you will find a girlfriend in 2023. Makes sense, probably. And so you can select this once again, Control K, Control C. Now, if you want to uncomment it, you can select everything that you want to uncomment and then press Control K, Control U. So everything will come back to the way it was. These are just simple essentials that I want you to understand because this is going to really save you a lot of time going forward. And I want to emphasize on this because these are great habits. And yes, you will learn these things along the way. There's no need for me to especially say it, but getting into the habit of using these shortcuts and tools are great. And I wanted to introduce them to you so that you can take advantage of these things as early as possible and then get used to them. That's just the purpose of this video. So in the next one, we'll learn about the basic fundamentals of coding, things like data types and variables and stuff. So I'll see you in the next one.